me and his wife to be at that particular time, we both had a dream like within 2 days of each
You
other.
told me about that.
She dreamed that someone came in, tried to stop the wedding, and she dreamed that 2 people got shot. And she asked me, was my mom crazy enough to do something like that? And I was like, no. And then like 2 days later, I had a dream, and I had to call. I said, well, I had a dream that 2 people got shot, but somebody died. And so me and her talked about that, and we really didn't think nothing of it. My dad and this lady got married the day before Mother's Day. And at the reception that night, I was recording the reception, and this young lady, she was all over the camera. It never even bothered me. I thought twice about it.
And I didn't make it.
And I was, every time I went around with the camera, she'd be, hey, waving into the camera. And that was my first time meeting her. I had met her mom and everything, but I had never met her. So she left the wedding reception that night, and went home, and she got killed that night. All of those years, me and her talked about it, because I called her and asked her something about it, and she was telling me. But like up until last year, I didn't never realize who the guy was that killed her. This is the same guy that I personally knew. I couldn't put the name with the face at first. I knew him through you, and then when I went back, I knew him from when I worked for the Arkansas Department of Correction, because he was incarcerated at that time. He was young. He was very young, 15 years old.
He went when he was young, and he got out when he was 18, right before his 18th birthday.
So he was young when he was in there.
He went when he was 14.
And I never did put the face together. And when I did, I was like, oh my goodness, this kid, And it's just crazy how lives entwine together.
You can't help it. Once you in love, I don't condone none of it, and I'm sorry, but at the same time, I felt like that on many occasions, and I know it's not right.
It's not right.
It's not right.
So what you think triggers that?
Love. When you're in love, I've only been in love twice, so it makes it hard. I can't hardly let go or control my emotions if I get upset, or if I'm in love with you, I feel like you need to be doing me like I do you. If you can't do me like that, the best thing for you or any man to do, look in this camera, the best thing for you to do is get on away from me, because I can't handle when you don't treat me right when I'm giving you all my love. It'll make you kill somebody or have them done. So,
but you shouldn't.
I'm gonna be here with my kids. That's the only reason why I haven't done it. I think about my kids.
I kind of think anger.
That anger
more so.
It's love. You can't handle it.
Or it's betrayal, or
the betrayal and the fact that you love them and you
so
just
many
can't.
emotions that is involved with that.
Yeah.
It's a psychological issue. You got all of that.
Crazy.
Excuse me. Temporary insanity.
Yeah,
but then it's like all the emotions and stuff that runs together, and your feelings get mixed up, and sometimes people can't handle that, but you recognize it and you get help for it.
I take it to God now.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's been keeping me whole. No, I take it to Him. I take it to Him in the midnight hour, morning, the middle. Like I was saying, sometimes I had to pull over and vent and stop myself from getting to a point to where I might be lost to the system one day, and I don't need that, because I've come a long way and I got too much to lose. But as I was saying, we got a lot of sisters and brothers that's in the penitentiary, in the streets, in the jails, dying, everything. And it's mostly our nationality, our race. We need to get together and stick together, y'all. Life is too short out here. We losing it. It could be men, women, kids. We losing all our race, y'all. So we need to try to get it together and try to make life the best that we can make it while our days are here, because they number.
Besides that crime of passion, a lot of mistakes being made and decisions being made is being distorted with drugs. The drugs is distorting a lot of black males. Smoking the
shine. Put it out there for us.
Smoking the shine. Cocaine. A lot of it is making us make
eating their mind.
Rational decisions, not rationalizing with the decisions that we're making.
If you think the drugs is like the key component, it's to the point now where that's not even the key component. the thing now is not necessarily the drugs, but a style of living, a way of living. These cliques, school cliques, and bullying and all of that. It is getting so ridiculous.
I ain't saying it's just a key component, but it is a key ingredient.
Yeah.
To the recipe.
I've done my share of wrong. I know what you're saying, and it make you feel guilty for all the wrong you've done. But what I am doing today is I'm trying to get the pieces of my life, pick them up, and start all over again. But you're right. We corrupt our own people out here in the streets by selling them drugs, and we killing them ourselves, you know. So we got to get it together and pull together.
Another key component is the videos. You know, everybody want to live in rap songs. Right. Everybody want to be like Lil Wayne and you know, or and be like this guy, that guy.
That's why I was getting at with because we're losing a lot of kids now, and they clicking up in these little cliques. And I would not put your names out there, the clique names, because I don't want to give you the satisfaction and nor the publicity like you popular or doing something, because in the end it all ends up to the penitentiary or death. Some kids charged with murder, they charged them as adults. So you're not going to the juvenile for the little crimes you're doing. You're going to that farm
for life.
And you're going with them grown men that ain't gonna play with you. So look into this. Look at me. You going with a grown man that ain't gonna play with you. You ain't gonna be no little boy when you go up in there. You gonna be that little boy.
They gonna play.
So get it together so you don't have to go there. It's easy to get into and hard to get out.
And there's so many other things you can be doing with your life besides playing in these streets. And sometimes you can be an innocent bystander and all of these different things. You can, you can be an innocent person.
Shouts out to Miss V that works in our salon. She's a strong woman. Her son got killed. I just got to throw that in, y'all, for her. I love her to death. Her son got killed, and he looked just like the person they thought he was. So much alike, she said it scared her. But they accidentally killed her son, and she don't have him here today. And, not only does it leaves us behind, the people that's got to mourn and feel, so stop all that street stuff, and some things you can't help, like the accidental deaths, but there's some things that we can help, let's try to get it together so it won't be all us blacks in the penitentiary and all that. It'll be more whites, more Hispanics, more other races, because the blacks we the majority in there.
Yes.
We are. Go to any penitentiary and go to visitation and see how many white folks or any other color you see out there. It's count the blacks.
The blacks that's in prison, they committed crimes against other blacks. 90% of them.
90%.
It's not.
They out here killing their own kind.
That's right. That's right. It's not. They not breaking in. Upper class homes. They breaking people's houses that
live next door to them.
Next door, down the street.
They don't have no more than what they got.
You ain't lying.
Same community with.
I don't condone you going anywhere and violating anybody's home, because that's just wrong.
Right.
Get your own.
Get your own.
Quit taking folks' stuff. Get your own. Don't you know, quick as you get it, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it. You cannot win taking and doing people wrong. Sooner or later, it's gonna catch up with you. No matter what it is, whether you hurting somebody here by taking their stuff, or violating them, or hurting them, or hurting their heart, or anything, it's gonna catch up with you. Just a matter of time. You better get it together.
Absolutely right.
I done been through hell and back. This week been a terrible week for me. For me to just. I didn't know that the feeling was coming on. I had to go to the bathroom. I got sick. And then in the process of me in pain and crying, my kids can't stand to see me like that. My daughter went to the people next door, just
it was so untimely, because we was just sitting there in the shop talking, and you was on your way to some kind of nice little outing gathering, and somebody called you, and I knew right then something was wrong.
So I stumbled on my words, and I couldn't get my words out, and I should have known then that it was true. At that point, I didn't know if it was true, but I knew when I stumbled and I couldn't speak clearly, something was wrong, and I didn't want to believe it. And I wasn't ready because I never got a chance to say goodbye. I never got that last laugh.
Nobody does.
I wasn't ready, and it wasn't my time to be ready, y'all. But I was not ready, and it hurt me so bad. And Sunday morning, I got up to get ready to go to church, and when I got in the bathroom, I had a breakdown, and I just cried, you know, and I just cried, and I don't know when it'll stop because it keeps coming and going. I was on my motorcycle the other day and I cried. Can't take my motorcycle glasses off because the tears, you know, wouldn't let me see how to drive. And every time I think about him, I think about the funny stuff that keep me laughing. But I also think about the point I never get to see him again. After Saturday, I never get to see my little cousin again. I never get to see him again, and it hurts. It hurts, and I know his mom is hurting. Everybody
always say,
me, I'm hurting.
Look at the bright side or whatever, but you know,
you don't know it until you in them shoes.
He can't hurt anymore, and I know that's what everybody say, but he won't hurt anymore. You know what I mean? He lost his life at an early age, at a young age.
He didn't get a chance to live it, you know. He was just finna get to live, you know.
Yeah.
He was
but you know, that's when the devil take action. When he know, like the guys I was talking about, them dudes was trying to get on a positive track. Now I ain't saying they was all the way on a positive track, but that's where they was headed, in that direction. And that's when the devil want to cut you short, you know.
They try to steal your joy, you know.
At the same time, sometimes it be to help us, the ones that are still here, you know, because once you've done all you can do here on earth, and you have to go, then you have to go. But if I leave here and I can help one person, can touch one soul to put them in the right direction, or to help them get over what they going through, then I'm okay with that. So just to know that even though like the young boy Cree who got killed, when he got that day, he probably didn't think about me, you know, or the influence that he didn't ever had on my life. Not probably even knowing that he had an influence on anyone's life at 14. But because I know him in the spirit that he had, he did. You know, sometimes we don't know the influence that we have on people's lives and different things like that. Because the day he died, or even that week of his passing, he probably never even thought about me. You know what I'm saying? But the spirit that he had has had an impact on my life. You know, to make me want to continue to live life to the fullest and enjoy life, and to reach out to the kids, and you know, to be a help to those who are seeking help. And that's the type of impact that I want to make on somebody when I leave.
I made that on him. I ain't even worried about it. Because, boy, could nobody say nothing bad about me. And he pumped me up to the fullest, even when I felt like he lifted me up. And I promise you, you'd have thought I was a millionaire fooling with him. For real, because he was like, my fam, she this, she that. He bragged on me, and he made me feel good even when I ain't feel good about my own self. So,
that's right. And even in his passing, you can think back on that, and then maybe it might not only lift you up, but maybe it'll even give you that push to continue to move forward in life. So you have to look at those type of things.
Because he didn't like when nobody hurted me, man, or whatever. If you hurting his cousin, his family, he don't like you. And he always used to tell me, don't let no man hurt you.
It's rough, but it's real. We've discussed a lot of different things, and we're reaching out. We're reaching out for you to get yourselves in order. If you can be a friend to help someone else to get their self in order, then be that friend.
Tomorrow's not promised to us, y'all. Tonight's show is dedicated to my lost loved one, Boris Hamilton. May he rest in peace, and he will always be in my heart.
Rest in peace, Boris.
Rest in peace.
But forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.